Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome back to the Clinical Research Circle. This is where the four of us, soon to be five of us, do not give financial advice. So again, we got to start with this. We are not giving financial advice. We're the opposite of financial advice. So do what we say, and you probably lose money. But listen, get informed. This whole thing is to look at these stocks, these biotechs, from a clinical researcher's perspective. Okay. And look at clinicaltrials.gov. No one's really doing this. And to be honest with you, I found some winners that I've been able to put in my pocket because of the research that we're doing on the show. I've had one big loser too. We won't talk about any of those. But guys, do your research, go down the rabbit hole, and you'll see. And we got the super fans now. We got Igor. We have two super fans now. We started with one, now we have two, and they don't know each other. Igor is one. Shout out to Igor. Keep them coming in, your questions and the ones you want us to look at. And then Sanai, that dude Nai on Instagram. He's sending the other ones. And look, guys, I think we're on to something here, especially when we got Ashley Margot, technical analyst. Okay, we've got Monica Quitiva, site owner, site director. We've got Dr. Al Jazirli, world-renowned oncologist and principal investigator. We've got Chris Sauber, who's doing phone calls in the other room. Okay, so the first one we're gonna look at is this one you see on the screen. Okay, Atossa Therapeutics.
Therapeutics.
ATOS. And if you look, they had a recent, so let's look at the, let's see here. Does anyone, by the way, am I the only one who uses Yahoo Finance? Am I like old school?
No. I use Yahoo Finance every now and then. It's
Maybe
a
I'm
pretty good
showing my age.
source.
Okay, so let's see here. Earlier this month, it was 95 cents. Okay. Or at the beginning of the year, sorry. Now it's February 3rd for those watching in the future. It spiked to $3.70. Today it's to three. So they had really good, and I don't know, you probably know this, Dr. Al. They just released really good results for their phase 2 breast cancer study. I don't know if you're aware of this endoxifen. Do you know anything?
Dan, don't let Dr. Hoffman knows about this study. It's competitor for his study that I'm doing now.
Well,
This
luckily
is
for
for
us, he's not one.
neoadjuvant chemotherapy for stage 1 and 2 patient mainly. And this is only pills. The Atossa medication, it is only it's only pills. Are you still with the Hispanic community? Pastillas.
No, well, this is for the
Pastillas.
That's right.
Pastillas.
yeah,
Pills
yeah.
in Spanish.
So this is an immunotherapy neoadjuvant. Is that what this is?
Immunotherapy.
Go down a little bit. I read about it, but I don't think it is.
So
No, it is not immunotherapy. It is like a type of suppression for the Ki-67. Ki-67 is one of the marker about proliferation of the cancer cell.
okay.
It used to be used in cancer cell, in the breast cancer a lot, but it's not really clinically significant when you see the patient. And that's how they started their study, where they found out when they give it the Ki-67 parameters goes down from, we go by number 10, 20, 30%, and 40.
Wow.
The higher the Ki, that's mean the higher the proliferation, the more aggressive the tumor. By giving this, and it, as they say here, it takes it lower than 25%, and the tumor disappear, and then they will be able to send the patient and to the surgery to have lumpectomy instead of mastectomy. So it's a neoadjuvant. That's me giving the treatment before the surgery, try to reduce the size of the tumor and make the patient have a smaller type of surgery or more conservative type of surgery than doing mastectomy.
Okay. And the route of administration is oral. So is this
Yes.
Would you consider this a chemotherapy or something completely different?
Anything goes under our category is considered oral chemotherapy. That's
Oral
how we call it.
chemotherapy. So what's the advantages? I mean, as an oncologist who treats breast cancer patients every day in your busy clinic, what's the advantage of an oral agent as opposed to, you know, the infusions? Like, what is there an advantage?
Until I did Hoffman study, okay, which is using most of the neoadjuvant chemotherapy for estrogen and progesterone receptor positive, HER2 neo negative was all IV, and it is very strong chemotherapy. That's we know, and that's what the standard of care till now. The standard of care is to give the FAC or AC, adriamycin and cytoxin, and this is not a joke chemotherapy. This is a very serious chemotherapy.
Mhm.
And can cause hair loss, nausea, vomiting, tiredness, fatigue. Sometimes patient goes to the hospital because of infection, but having an oral pills, I think that would save a lot for the patient. They don't have to come to the doctor. They come to the doctor or do now virtual with the doctor and everything done. Okay, they take their pills, go home and do it.
So
And
this
that's
Yeah.
part, this is what made the stock jump in this week. It is a welcome event to halt an ongoing trial because the results are so overwhelmingly positive. So, you know, they had the data from the first 6 patients in the phase 2 study in Australia. Window of opportunity shows a 74% average reduction. So it's good for a small market cap company like this to save cash.
Dan, I'm not convinced about the study because the end result of the study is not the KI 76, because this is the KI 76 is not 67 is not the thing we measure clinically. We need to see clinical measurement. I would like I don't know why it jumped like this unless there is some kind of push or something. I need to see an actual shrinking in the size in these patients.
So you want RECIST reports.
Yeah.
Basically.
You know, I went to the clinicaltrial.gov and I looked into the actual treatment, and like this, there was no real clear about the size, how much it shrunk, how much the response rate, and if there is any real. So
That's good. I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, this is why we have oncologists on as well. You're able to read between the lines, and you may not be as excited as Wall Street is to jump. You know, whenever there's a small market cap stock like this one and there's any kind of positive news, the stock jumps. So this was positive news, but you as a clinician are reading between the lines, and you're look, it's only 232 million market cap, you know, and that's after this you know, this rise. So if we go on and this study was done in Australia, so we might not be able to find it here.
Okay. So I don't know why the market jumped for because of this news. I don't think there is like really clinically significant for this study to show that improvement in you know, because in any clinical study, the end point of any study is the improvement in survival, overall survival for the patient. Especially
and that was the phase 2, very short study, right?
Very short, very so I'm not really convinced. Oh my gosh, tomorrow the stock can drop and well,
so this one you're not too excited about. Personally, you want to see more from this.
Dan, sell. Dan.
Sell?
Did you buy it?
No, I don't have this. Sanai might have it. Sanai, you're watching? Sell. You made 11% today. Get out. Get out.
So was that was the article,
Not
Dan?
financial advice.
That was the article, the one that gave it the jump?
Yeah, it was basically this results like yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday because the news before that was that they received $21 million from recent exercise of outstanding warrant. That's nothing exciting. So yeah, the next exciting thing would be if they do a phase 3 or a partnership with a big pharma.
Or big pharma will obtain them and do much bigger study than 6 patients. That will be that. But I don't think this news the reason for the jump, Dan. I think.
Yeah. Well, it was this was the news for this was the reason for the jump, because that came out yesterday, and yesterday it went up. If we look at one day, this was yesterday when the news came out. It jumped up 5 days ago. Like February 1st was at 233, so it jumped up like $1 on that news.
Yeah, that's a good.
Wow, that's a lot for.
Yeah. So people, this is what the kind of environment we're in. They don't even care about the science. They just want the rumors, and they want to.
Yeah, and it's because also like the research, right? Like, because everybody knows now that that's where most money's going, the focus, right? So, and especially, things that are into improving specific types of I guess you'd say cancers, conditions and stuff.
Yeah, they do have a nasal spray for COVID-19, and it's phase 1.
Wow.
And then this is the one that they just ended. Okay, phase 2 trial halted due to substantially positive results achieved to date. So this is what I think Dr. Al was talking about here. But like he said, and listen to him, he's an oncologist, he's not too impressed with this. Because the KI 76 or 67 is not really a like a endpoint, right?
Yeah.
No, it's phase 2, and there is no real world data about survival or anything. Not even like about the outcome. I don't see how many patients really you change their outcome from doing mastectomy to downgraded the tumor to lumpectomy. The only thing they were excited about decreasing the KI 67 percentage to less than 25%. But
yeah,
I'm really, that's why I read about the report, but I'm not really sure about what exactly.
And let's keep Cardiff. We're gonna come back to it because Igor and Sinai, you guys we love you guys. Keep them coming, but don't hog up all the time, because Monica found. Monica, you talk about this one, Bio-innovate. This one you sent me, BIIO, yesterday, and what are they doing actually? Invest in healthcare, life care startup. Let's look at clinicaltrials.gov what they do. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I also sent you an article. Let me check around.
Okay. Meanwhile, well, let's go to Dr. Al's favorite website. We should be
BIIO.
Okay, there we go. Maybe we find diamond in the rough. There's still
No.
They don't have it. BIIO. Let's see on clinicaltrials.gov if we can find something.
Okay.
Nothing. So what is this? I see it's a stock over the counter, the pink sheets. Let's see. No, where?
I'm sending you an article.
Oh, innovate.
Are they Yeah, that's someone else. Okay, so the article you're sending me, let's read it. Let's put it up on the screen.
I think it's not medication. It's not pharmaceutical. I think it could be technology or medical technology or something. That's why you can't find it in the.
Monica just sent it. I will airdrop it. Run computer.
So as a newbie here, just curious, are we just going over, medication, or are we also open to, new medical devices and
anything
things like
life
that?
science, anything, even the vendor during
anything can be traded.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Anything can be traded.
Yes.
Nicely.
Here we go. You guys can
Get
see
it?
the magic of technology. Loading. Guys, we gotta be patient. We can't afford better Wi-Fi yet.
What are you talking about? We have great Wi-Fi.
Bio-innovate Technology Corp stock forecast. This stock may move very much during a day, very volatile, with periodic low trading volume, and the stock is considered very high risk. Our recommendation, hold the evaluation, no stop loss. So what does this actually do?
So
let me see.
So the reason why it's volatile is because if there's a low amount of people actually trading the trade or just trading it in general, it means that if you buy a good amount, more than likely if it's dipping, your chances of selling out to somebody else is going to be extremely low, so you will lose, right? So obviously the only thing you're going to want to do is if you are going to invest in this, you want to make sure that you feel very comfortable with sitting on it and not trying to do any day trades or any sort of scalping or something like that. It would be something that you'd probably want to sit on for a bit while it's building its momentum of
Oh
trading
yeah.
volatility.
You know what? I think I know why Monica did this. I think this is a SPAC. Special acquisition company something. So these are what's hot right now.
Acquisition, purchase companies.
Yeah, they plan to strategically invest in startups in Europe in the health and life care sector and focus its investment strategy towards on-demand healthcare services. So they're building a short list of startups which has a potential of disrupting their respective industry.
That's
See,
awesome.
SPACs are like a new
This
thing.
is a Swedish company.
Yeah, these SPACs are a new asset class that came out. Basically, you have a company that is ready to go public but doesn't have time to go public because to go
Money.
IPO takes a lot of time and
They
like
don't
a year.
have to go public.
So these guys
They-
already go public and then they look for companies to merge with so they can do it.
Well, like crypto.
Yeah.
No, it's not crypto at all. It is like
Oh,
SPAC.
special acquisition and purchase companies where they go for these small companies. They have a potential to grow and acquire them and take them public and share the profit with them. And this is the new trend now in the stock market. You see a lot of SPACs and you see a lot of companies. And the SPACs stocks is traded in three ways. You can trade it as share, you can trade it as unit, or you can trade it as a warrant also.
Right.
Which is
I
very
like disruptors of industries because I mean we've had all these companies around for a while that are kind of doing the same thing. So if you have somebody coming in and trying to readjust would do innocent innovation. I mean that sounds pretty promising, I think.
Yeah,
It
look
is
at
very promising. It is very promising, and it's a lot of money in the SPACs, and a lot of people made a lot of money in the SPACs because this is now the new trend before much happening about it. But it needs a lot of research before you start with the SPACs. Also, you need to know what you're getting into it. So as you say, it's a long term. Maybe it's a long term, but you need to know how you're getting into this company as a SPAC is what's your risk and which companies they're gonna acquire other companies other than one.
Yeah, so look, they're saying this company is focusing on digital innovation. So they're not looking at biotech necessarily. They're looking at like mobile. According to a US study, consumers are going online to obtain medical info for booking medical appointments, research for doctors, and research hospital. Ineffective communication between patient and doctor, one of the major causes of medical errors. Health mobile apps address and solve these. They provide point of care tools. So they're looking for companies like this that they can either acquire. This may not be a SPAC unless it could be a SPAC if they go public with one of these companies, but it could be like a holding company as well. So Monica, I see why you picked this one. This is very good. Everyone's interested in this stuff. That might be in the headline too. We analyze some biotech and a biotech SPAC. What is it? What is SPAC? Special Purchase Acquisition Company, I think is what it stands for.
Yes, I think this is something like this.
Interesting.
Honestly, at the end of the day, if you're investing in a SPAC, you're gambling because they're only worth their cash, and you're hoping that they find a good acquisition to go public.
Dan, actually interesting. I didn't know about SPAC at all. I was just reading about it over the weekend, and it is like very lucrative type of investment if you know what you're doing in it. But it is very dangerous because you can go into a company that started with $13, and if the forecast was not very good or the outcome of this acquisition was not good, you may lose all your money.
Exactly. I'm invested in a SPAC right now, CCIV, not financial advice. Churchill, and there's rumors that it's gonna take Lucid Motors public, right? Lucid motor is going to be like a Tesla killer, supposedly. So CCIV, the book, like the money that it's worth is like $10 a share, but it's already up to $30 on rumors.
You
So
know that
you're just gambling.
that sounds good though too, because there was another one that what was it called? It
VCVC, the one
it's
who got
it
the Frada cars from Israel. Also, they went out public today, the VCVC, but they didn't move. Even the Frada car is one of the biggest cars now is coming there, and the VCVC is one of the SPACs that do this.
Mhm.
It's like Churchill, CCIV.
Very risky, but and even the analysis on the stock that the article Monica sent tells you the same thing. You know, highly volatile. You're trading rumors, but it could take one of these companies public and do very well. You know,
yeah.
so and I don't think there's too many SPACs in life sciences yet that I'm aware of. I know there's some ETFs like the ARK people, Kathy Wood, personal hero of mine, Kathy Wood.
Exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so that's an ETF, but still. Okay, you guys want to move on to Cardiff Oncology? Another oncology doctor. We got the perfect.
I see that.
time
I
for
see you going after me today, you guys.
It's Igor and Sanai. Tell them hi from Dr. Al. They're gonna want like an autographed picture from me. They actually said we don't care about anyone's opinion except Dr. Al's on this. So,
Thank you, Igor and Sanai.
yes, Igor and Sanai. Shout out to you guys. Keep watching. Hit the like bell, subscribe, and comment. In the 5 days, it went from 11 to 13. Let's see year to date. Year to date. Ooh, it went from 19 to 13. Let's
see
look.
why
So it spiked in November, December. They might have had news back then. Let's see. You ever hear of this company, Dr. Al?
I never heard, but what did they produce?
So 8 days ago, on Cardiff Oncology received study may proceed from FDA to initiate a phase 2 trial of onvansertib in metastatic pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma.
I think this is the company. This is the clinical trial we're gonna do now, huh?
No, it's not. I know for a fact it's not.
One?
No, I know for a fact it's not because I haven't heard of this company either, but I know who that one is. We won't talk about them. Let's not get me fired before I even have it. What? Or Chris? I'll just blame on Chris. Chris's idea. But this is different. This one, I think it's same indication though. So they're from San Diego. The ones we're working with are not. They're actually from Ashley's neck of the woods. A clinical stage biotech company developing drugs to treat cancers with the greatest medical need for new treatment options, including KRAS mutated colorectal cancer, castration-resistant prostate cancer, and leukemia. So they received 8 days ago a letter that they may proceed with a phase 2 trial. Do you know anything about this drug, or should we look it up? Let's look this up on your favorite website.
Wow.
Let's see. This is Dr. Al's favorite website, Cardiff Oncology. So where should I go, Dr. Al?
The latest news, and this is the pipeline they have. They have 4 new medication in pipeline, phase 1, phase 2. Only they don't have anyone in phase 3.
Yeah.
And
let's see what made the stock jump around November. They announced third quarter results. So in October, they announced positive efficacy and biomarker data from MCRPC trial demonstrating
colorectal metastasis castrate-resistant prostate cancer.
Yeah. So they announced the new data, positive efficacy and biomarker data from this in October. So that's what made it jump to 19. And since then, I guess people have been selling the, the hype. And now there's more hype with this may proceed from FDA to initiate phase 2 trial. How important is this indication, Dr. Al, for
that's very important because metastatic pancreatic cancer is very devastating disease. A lot of patients in the past, life expectancy for patient with metastatic pancreatic cancer about 12 weeks.
Oh
3
wow.
months. Okay, we came out with the gemcitabine and Xeloda and some combination of chemotherapy, but elderly patient cannot tolerate it, but improve the survival up to 6 months, 8 months, or 9 months. But now with this oral medication, it works and really, it is oral, isn't it, Dan?
Oh.
Let me go back and see, but let's go and see. They have, I'm trying to see their active studies. So phase 2, let's see. Onvansertib in combination with
Nanoliposome.
let's
So
see.
it could be because the nanoliposomal is not oral. It is IV, but this is BLK1 inhibitor. Could be an oral medication, which is that's what it is.
And back in May, they got fast track designation for this drug.
For colorectal cancer.
Yeah, from the FDA. Fast track designation is a really good. It's a competitive advantage, really. I mean, it's incentive to do the research because the FDA is going to take less time to review and less regulatory burden. So let's see. Ongoing phase 1B to be eligible for enrollment. It doesn't explain if it's oral or not here. 12 patients.
Anyway, but if it's work, this is one of the new could be precision medicine medication, and that can be very helpful for these patients. There is not a lot of options for them, unfortunately.
Are you more excited about this company than the other one we looked at?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested too.
I always find good stuff here, guys. No financial advice. You're gonna lose your shirt.
I know, but I think this would be more promising study than the first one because at least this is targeting.
I know Chris is here taking notes. He's putting the execute order on TD Ameritrade right now. I don't know, but it's interesting. It's last week we reviewed one Kala for the dry eye. Remember that one? So it's another like niche that no one's really developing anything for. So this is similar with oncology. So we could probably here, guys. If you're not interested in stocks, look at this. This is recruiting. So let's say you were a site and you're interested in doing this study, right? This one's a phase 1B. There's 44 participants. So you go, and maybe it's not going to be this study, but this is how you do it. You look at the IE criteria. You go way down here. You want to contact the central lead. Okay, you got a guy's email here, or a gal. It could be a gal. You got an email address. Guys, I mean,
say hey.
This is free. You can literally contact this like medical director and just have a conversation with them about their company and say, hey, you know, I'm an oncologist. I know you guys are using Little Rock and USC and Florida. Yeah, all this stuff. So that's how you do it. Monica, you said something? I can't hear it. What did you say?
Lags a little bit.
No.
Somebody was saying something. But look, guys, okay, this is, you can go to clinicaltrials.gov. Not only that, you can see the study results like we analyzed before, right? So let's go to all of them. Just so we're going to focus more time on this one because Dr. Al really likes this one.
This is really great. I'm going to be doing this from now on. I never use clinical.
Ashley, you're part of this.
I'm going to get obsessed now with this. This is pretty amazing.
Ashley's part of the circle. She's going to turn the circle into a heart because she loves this stuff.
This is pretty.
But anyways, guys,
pretty amazing.
If you watch us enough, you'll see the results. We can look at the results. Completed, you can look for results. Nobody's analyzing stocks using clinicaltrials.gov. And you can literally contact like the study director and say, hey, I want this study for my site. I want, you know, this. So Dr. Al's excited about this stock. Anything else about
No,
this?
but this company is promising. They have like about 4 new medication
RJ.
in the pipeline, and they have
Yeah.
they're targeting
Here's the pipeline. They got
actually a
PDAC.
very devastating disease with not a lot of option of treatment. So I'll keep an eye on it. This one.
Yeah, PDAC. They've got CRAS mutated colorectal cancer, acute myeloid leukemia. All of them in phase 1, 2, for either phase 1 or 2. The furthest ahead is the phase 2 is planned. So this is early. You want to get early. And then this one, prostate cancer, October 2020, phase 2 data noted 8 of 26, so 31% of evaluable patients achieved the primary endpoint of disease control after 12 weeks of treatment. Is this good, Dr. L?
Yes, of course. Anything with these kind of diseases, 8 out of 21, 31%. Okay, and this is not really when they go for phase 3. Most probably they're going to be more accurate about picking up the patient or finding out what kind of patient they need for the prostate cancer.
So Sanai, thank you so
Mhm.
much for bringing this to our attention. And not
So
financial
Cardiff
advice.
Oncology.
Yeah, not financial advice, but Chris, are you gonna put in the buy order?
I
So
think I will.
Yeah, I have it on my list now.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
Long term, guys.
2 out of 3.
Uh,
We're in this for the long haul.
long
Okay,
term.
which one?
Yeah.
I have a
Another
quick
Monica.
question real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
So going to that one that we passed by, and we don't have to dig deep. I was just wondering, the nasal spray for the COVID-19, right? So like I'm sure everybody went through a frenzy with all these vaccines that were being created, but now that we already have vaccines that are getting like pushed out, what do you think that the nasal spray would actually get a lot of hype, even if the phases aren't necessarily going as great, because we know that people jump on things just for the hype, right? Do you feel that that would actually happen with the nasal spray?
Who's the question directed?
Oh, I don't know, just everybody.
Dr. Al.
Dr. Al, Dan, whichever.
So what's the question exactly, Ashley? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So it was just kind of like, given how we had these vaccines come out with for COVID-19, right? And the focus is to get everybody vaccinated on a large scale globally. At that
I know where
point,
you're going.
yeah, at that point, right? How much are we gonna want? Like, how much is the hype for the nasal spray even gonna be, right? Even if the nasal spray is great, is the nasal spray gonna even have that much importance when you're already on a global scale having people vaccinated, not just because it's COVID, but also because of travel, because of all these things. People want to get to their life really quick. If the nasal spray goes well, how much of that is going to even be necessary when it comes
What's
out?
the value in what's the value in a treatment once everybody's vaccinated?
Exactly. Well, yeah, thank you. Yes, that's a better way of putting my
No,
question.
actually, since COVID came out till now, we have a 3 variant of the vaccine.
Mhm.
The most aggressive one now, the one in South Africa, and they're telling you the efficacy of the vaccine dropped from 75, 80% for 65 for J&J to 50%. So
Wow.
we don't know what
Okay.
we dealing with. We don't know how we're gonna go from there. We're taking it day by day. We have Pfizer, we have Moderna, we have AstraZeneca. Okay, let's try to vaccinate the people and see what happens. But now, like they're telling you that the South Africa variant of this coronavirus,
Mhm.
the vaccine is not as effective as the UK variant of that. So
I would only
nobody knows what's going on and how deep how long we're gonna be dealing with this. So anything comes aboard will help.
Okay.
Okay.
I agree, and I would add that even the vaccines, they only last for, they're speculating 6 months. So there's still going to be value in treatment because
Wow, I did not know 6
vaccines are
months.
not like the rest of your life. You have to continually get them.
Wow.
I agree with
Exactly.
Chris. You need to get a boost every once in a while, every 6 months or every 8 months or every year. You need to get a boost so your vaccine will continue to protect you.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it was just the 2 or the 3 that you get like every.
Continuous.
Wow. That is
The rest
insane.
of your life vaccines.
Wow. Okay, well, good to know. Good to know. I think I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm officially waiting. Okay.
In fact, I would go so far, and this is my opinion, but I would go so far as to say if they can develop a really good treatment, I would prefer that over a vaccine. So a treatment,
Yes.
you're not going to die, you're not going to get very sick. You know, you get it, you take the treatment, you get a little sick. It's like having a 1 or 2 day flu.
Yeah.
I would much prefer that over a vaccine I have to get every 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know, for
Hold on.
sure. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm sorry, but let's back up. You're gonna get treatment. They will not give you treatment until you're sick.
Right, right.
So they don't give you treatment for prevention. They give the vaccine for prevention.
So what I'm saying is you get sick.
We know that giving the vaccine for prevention in most of the countries so far is reducing the hospitalization, reducing the sickness of the patient and the symptoms of the patient. So if you choose the right way, I think you should get the vaccine to reduce your symptoms and your chances of being in the hospital to get any type of treatment, Chris. So I don't agree with you on this, like getting the treatment and getting the vaccine. I get the vaccine, so if I get the virus, my chances of getting sick from the virus will be much less. Most of the patients who get the vaccine and get the virus, there's, 99% of them were not hospitalized. Were outpatient, comparing to the people who did not get the vaccine.
Interesting. Wow. Well,
if you get the COVID after you get vaccinated, okay, the efficacy of the vaccine going to go up to 90%, 99% in preventing anything else happening from the virus. So
wow. That, and then what, the masks, right? They also want you to wear masks after the
problem is this could turn out to be like the flu, in which it's only, some years it's only 30% effective because there's so many variants. So it gets to the point where it's just a guessing game on what's going to be the variant this year. And like I said, oftentimes they're incorrect on their guess. The vaccine's 30% effective. So what I'm trying to say is if you had a really good treatment for it, I think that might actually be better than the vaccine. If, it's a big if, but a really good treatment. So yeah, you go in, I don't feel well. Well, here, take 2 pills and you're over it.
Yeah.
Right?
You wish the treatment would be with the pills, my friend.
I prefer the pills too.
Who's in the hospital, intubated on a ventilator, then it's not pills, but it's like ransomware, IV, immunoglobulin, and everything that we're trying to give them.
That's not what we're discussing. We're discussing an inhaler.
Infection.
If you come out with an inhaler that's effective in treatment.
Yeah, I hear the inhaler.
Right,
nasal spray.
Right, a nasal spray that's very effective, then I would prefer that if it's effective for all variants.
I know, but the nasal spray is not for treatment, Chris. Nasal spray is to prevent, because the virus is conducted through the respiratory system, and the nasal spray is to try to strengthen the immunoglobulin, which is called IgE, on the mucous membrane of the.
Let's look this up, guys.
Try to prevent this virus from going inside your body.
A lesson in clinicaltrials.gov.
Prevent the
healthy adults. Nasal spray and health. Immune response to inactive. So it's the influenza also. And that one's completed. This is the most recent one. Healthy volunteer they're doing it in Australia for healthy adults. So yeah, I think it's prevention, this one. Right. But yeah, I mean, I think bottom line, we need all of it. We need prevention, treatment, we need vaccines, because people are going to be comfortable taking different ones. And
well, not only that, but it could be like the flu, like I'm saying. If it's 30% effective, the vaccine, then you need a treatment.
Down the line, I agree with you. Like every year, they need to work on a new vaccine, everything. Like the flu, every year, every couple of years, they need. But this is down the line, because now this virus is new, and now the variants start coming out that we know about it. So down the line, yes, I agree with you 100%. Going to be like the flu.
So we definitely have to keep on track of which company is going to be doing these advances down the line throughout.
So to answer Ashley's question, you need both, the vaccine and the treatment. So there is ROI on both from a stock perspective.
And this is why clinical research is one of the best industries to be in, career-wise, business-wise. investing for you investing nerds today. Thank you guys, Sanai and Igor. You guys the biggest nerds I know. So you know. Okay, there's two more.
My
One of them
events.
we covered
This
already.
one.
One of them we covered already. This is CanSino. It's a Chinese company. They're also doing vaccine. We've covered it before. They do trade in the U.S. markets on pink sheets, penny, OTC, over the counter.
Mhm.
And they're also testing in Mexico and South America.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, market cap. This is
Yeah.
the
Ooh.
derivative. The Chinese. It's really traded on the Chinese exchange. This one or the Hong Kong. I think it was Hong Kong. Because if we do CanSino, actually did it like spent 15 minutes on this like a month ago. But they have, and remember this was the one they had nothing on clinicaltrials.gov. It was all in China, and now they're doing Mexico, Latin America. Shout out
they're
to
expanding.
clinical research. Pakistan.
Pakistan.
We might look at that one last time, but the one Monica found could be.
I mean, they've had a steady incline too. I like that.
Yeah, but the one Monica found. Okay, this is a
good one.
American.
Mer
Merca. Okay.
Merca.
MYOV.
That's
Myovant.
pretty good, Ashley.
Yeah.
Merca.
Myovant. Okay, let's look year to date.
This one I like a lot
In
too.
stable year to date. 1 year from a year ago before the pandemic, like in the 10s. Then it dipped like everything else to the 7s, and then it started climbing.
Yeah,
And now it's in the high 20s or low 20s now. So endometriosis, right? This is the article.
ooh, that's a pretty hot topic.
Huge
Yeah.
huge thing there. And it's phase 3.
That's major.
They
As a
announced
Pfizer.
They announced the data from a phase 3 study. So let's go. This Dr. Al's favorite website is becoming my favorite website as well.
Thanks, Dr. Al.
We should get them as a
Yes.
sponsor of the show. Myovant Sciences. Okay, they got uterine fibroids. This is the PDUFA. Darshan knows
I
what.
really like this company because all the conditions that they are doing research for, like obviously women are related
Mhm.
conditions, are so prevalent in females that is just incredible. Just the fact that endometriosis, I will say that probably 1 out of 3 women have that.
Yeah, and something to take note of is that and I forgot and where I found this. It was in an article I read a while back. But you know, the percentage of women actually continuously getting hormonal imbalances, especially at a younger age, is significantly growing, and that ultimately kind of goes off into, you know, whether it's thyroid issues, you know, you end up having what's it called, the ovarian tumors, things like that, you know, all these things. So I mean, and not just specifically endometriosis, but anything that's focusing on these areas is actually an extremely hot topic in like female health right now. I remember Dan, I one of the first jobs I was going to get, right, their focus was going into stem cell research to help assist with uterine cancer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just, you know, I think that's pretty awesome that this is a thing, and I think I want to look into investing into it because
Yeah, there's 2 applications for this one. There's uterine fibroids, there's advanced prostate cancer, and they're looking for the endometriosis. So the one for prostate cancer got approved in December.
Oh wow, okay.
Relugolix, and it's the same one. Now they're doing an extension study for endometriosis.
That's promising.
And it's not yet recruiting, but you know how we feel about when companies like this, and this is a small compared to the other one we analyzed. Oh no, it's big, $2.1 billion, but it's not cheap to do an extension study. I mean, look at this extension study that's not yet started, but it's usually a bullish sign for pharma. They want 800 people, single label, so open label extension. So everyone who was in the phase 3 can join and guaranteed.
Well, so long as they participated throughout the entire study.
Throughout the entire study.
Mhm.
So they it's not even started yet. So they're probably expecting a FDA approval.
Oh,
for
wow. Okay.
endometriosis. Dr. Al, how big of a need is there for endometriosis associated pain specifically?
A lot, a lot. You know, I'm not an OB guy, but I know it is like very common in between the females at young age, especially, and have a lot of complication that they can be having a lot of pain because of that. But exactly the numbers, I'm sorry, I cannot. But it is a very common condition that you can see.
I mean, think
It-
about like,
It's,
you know,
it's actually,
painkiller medication, right? You know,
yeah.
pain is pain, and you can find a way to, you know, assist it without necessarily causing damage and stuff like that. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. And endometriosis is one of the leading causes of infertility.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Now, take it how you may from Yahoo Finance, it's considered overvalued.
Mm.
But they don't have the announcement for this endometriosis, which when you do an extension study like this, you're pretty much like pretty sure you're going to get approval to do the endometriosis.
Yeah, just gathering safety at that point, more safety concerns.
Yep, and then uterine fibroids. So this is one that might be worth looking into. Monica, thank you for reaching out with that. Long-term extension study. They had another long-term extension. Now they're doing this one. Oh, less updated. So this is going to be, oh, active not recruiting. No, this is the one that ended. Okay, so this one ended. So they're not doing any more studies right now other than prostate cancer. And I think it's just prostate cancer. Prostate cancer, a healthy volunteer, and yeah, prostate cancer. So that's the only ones left. So you're basically you're buying the stock. I don't know if the price is already priced in that the FDA is going to approve it. It generally is not. Once it does, the next event, significant event, is either a partnership or a acquisition by a bigger company.
they are partnering with Pfizer.
Yeah, Pfizer,
Yeah.
they had that in the article.
Yeah. So but to sell. So maybe they already have an agreement with Pfizer. Then that Pfizer's going to, yeah. So it looks like Pfizer is the partner. So there's really no real catalyst here if I were to buy this, other than it's a good treatment. I mean, yeah, but as an investor, I think it's a lot of it's priced in other than the FDA approval, like the official FDA approval. So I don't know what that's worth. You guys decide, you know, yourselves. Like, go research.
Yeah.
Go talk to. Look, we can talk to people on clinicaltrials.gov. I mean,
Call them up.
yeah, they won't tell you anything, but if you
Yeah.
want to study, you can probably, okay, here you couldn't get the study because it's a catch-all box. Prostate cancer, you probably have somebody here you can talk to. Let's see. On catch-all box, you're gonna have to get like sneaky with this one and find the site.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys. I mean, this is a great, you know, it's amazing how 50 minutes can just go by like this.
Oh gosh, that was quick.
Talking oncology. We found one that we like, just personally, but maybe there's more. Myovant, maybe, but there's no catalyst other than FDA approval, which may be already priced in. Maybe not. I don't know. Who am I to know any of this?
What's a few 200, right?
Yeah, usually you see like a week of spikes. Yeah, but if it's out of the blue, it's gonna gap up. This one is expected already to be
right. So
approved.
you'll still see a week's worth of incline, but not dramatically.
Yeah. Anything else, guys? We're gonna keep doing these because I think they're awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna start definitely comparing it with clinicaltrials.gov now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're doing this every week. We're gonna have 5 screens on the Zoom calls, and it's gonna be amazing.
Sounds good to me.
Who's the fifth?
Yes.
That's Ashley Margot.
Yeah, why are you using her last name?
You're gonna be all
Margo.
together, guys. Here,
Yes.
you're always with someone. Dan, you're never alone.
Never alone. Her name is Ashley space Margot.
Yeah, that's what
Margot.
You are Chris space
Yeah,
Sauber.
so you're calling her by her last name.
No, I said
Oh.
Ashley Margot.
Well, I actually, if you want to get technical, I actually prefer my last name.
Really?
As your first name?
Yeah, I've always been
Wait,
called
wait,
Margot like since elementary and up.
Oh my God! Between
Yeah.
you and Chris, I'm gonna not know what to
I
call
prefer it. Ashley's so common. I like Margot. It's actually Margot, but I like Margot.
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 Monica, thank you. Margot, thank you. Dr. Al Jazirli, thank you. Chris space Sauber, and thank you
So
guys
it's fair.
for watching.
Marco and Monica, how do you say my name?
Dr. Al Jazarli.
Yeah, early. I like this.
Yeah,
And you, Monica?
Don't ask Chris.
Charlie.
Literally.
That's the proper way to pronounce it.
Al Jazirli.
No, it is better than last time I heard it from somebody, but just go ahead, Monica.
Al Jazirli.
I'll just early.
That's the proper way.
Al Jazarli. Say it
I'm
again.
just
Say
saying.
it.
Al Jazirli.
Al
Because I think
Jazarli.
Monica, when she said it,
It's just like the
She
trill
went
wants to
like-
come out.